why is it so difficult for first responders to eat healthy? And
Yeah.
why don't typical nutritional advice kind of apply to us?
So I would say like the nutrition concepts apply to you all, but it's like, the language is in this like very 9 to 5 language. You're going home, you're eating dinner with your family, never eat past 8 p.m. You're running like what, 3 topane calls after midnight? Like doesn't even make sense. So a lot of these recommendations, like first responders hear them, they try to stick to them. It doesn't work. And then they get frustrated and they keep going through these cycles of on a plan, off a plan, on a plan, because it never actually fits their lifestyle. For the general public, it's really hard to get humans to change in general. But for first responders, you guys are starting off at a lower foundation. So, what I mean by that is the exposure to trauma, sleep deprivation, and the high stress jobs make it a lot harder to make changes because you're exhausted. Your willpower is like in the negatives, when you start the day off. And then on top of that, the expectation to perform is also higher than the general population. You're supposed to perform 110% mentally and physically at every single call. So, the gap to wellness is like double, in my opinion, relative to the general population, the 9 to 5 population. So what this means is before we even can talk about like the sprinkles on the cupcake, right? And the sprinkles on the cupcake is like the supplements, the edge. And departments want me to come out and talk about the edge, the performance, like the little niche bits of nutrition. And I'm like, well, that doesn't mean jack diddly squat until I actually talk about the foundation. How are we going to change the lifestyle? How are we going to eat when everything's on fire, everything sucks, and I haven't made it to the grocery store in 2 weeks because I kept getting held over and then had my kids' sports practices when I wasn't held over, kind of thing.